as you know, there's a lot of talented photographers around the world, amazing talented photographers, but they don't know lick of business. They can't even do this full time.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Photo Pros Weekly. I'm Brandon Heiss, and I'm here again with Olivia Tuttle. This week, we're going to take a deep dive with our good friend, Will Cadena. Now, Will is a wedding, portrait, and an event photographer based out of New York City. Will, how are you doing, my friend?
I am doing amazing. Today is a new day, and today's actually my birthday. So yeah, I
Well,
love this year.
well, happy
So
birthday,
Happy
my friend.
birthday.
thank you.
So,
Yeah, something good.
so, Will, for those people that don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us kind of how you got your start in photography, and maybe how that's kind of transitioned into what you're doing today.
I am based out of New York City, and I got into the business when I was 13 through my uncle's wedding and portrait business. And I am officially today, I'm 38. So I've been in the business for a while, and I decided to start doing this more full time when I was about 16 years old. And I have another uncle, he's a commercial fashion photographer. And I started learning from him. So if you see a lot of my work, majority of stuff that kind of, it's like a little bit more surreal HD quality in that look is pretty much all in camera, because I learned more of a commercial look to the feel of the images. So my uncle always trained me, do as much as you can in camera, and the rest, if you want to, do a little bit post. But yeah, I try to do as much as I can in camera, and I do anywhere between weddings, portraits, commercial work. And officially now we're part of one of the biggest leagues in the industry for the bodybuilding world, which is really, really cool. So we're like the official studio for the league, which is cool. But and yeah, I'm part of you guys. I'm part of the Westcott team, so it's an honor. And yeah, so that's a quick little bio about me. So yeah,
Awesome.
I love what I do.
So
So I love people.
bodybuilding, how that seems like something that you think, oh, well, that's not like a big deal. Like it's not on TV, it's not publicized. But I'm not downplaying it at all.
Yeah.
But it's everywhere. I mean, every city in America, at least, has an annual bodybuilding competition, whether it be 50 people or in the bigger cities, probably thousands of people, joining these competitions. Tell us a little bit about, how'd you get into bodybuilding of all things?
It's funny because I always done fitness shoes, commercial jobs, campaigns for magazine companies, and so there was a competitor that reached out to me. I think it was maybe around 6 years ago, and she wanted something a little bit more unique. So she's been competing, I don't know, I think well over 21 years, and she was looking for someone that was looking to do something very unique. So she contacted us that same day. My wife was actually available. You guys know her, Amy, and she came to help out the team. And sure enough, let's put it this way: the competitor actually ended up getting her money back because she became her coach. So she got a new coach, and ever since there, Amy joined another team, and we started photographing those competitors, and one thing led to another, and there was a few competitors in the industry that reached out to me, and they were like, "Listen, Will, there's a great opportunity. Why don't you submit your resume?" And they're looking for a photographer to probably take part in this league. And I'm not into stage shots. I'm not into, I'm not into high volume in any way, because I like to really get to know my clientele. And that's more my business model, because I want to make sure we're the right fit. And I looked into it. I reached out to a couple other vendors in the industry to see how I could make this process a lot easier. I submitted, they contacted us back. They told us what was the logistics. And they were willing to pay us just to be there for the day. But realistically, as a business standpoint, because we do so many different things, it just didn't make sense for us to go out for that day for that kind of money. So I actually told them, listen, why don't we do this? Why don't we create a partnership? So instead of working for you directly, it's two brands join together, and we control everything between the marketing, between the photography, the video. So they were hesitant because they never had a photographer offer that. And they found that a little bit weird, because why would you want to come in and not get paid? But for me, it was more about, I know what the long-term what I could probably make as long as we hustle and we put in the work. And sure enough, and next thing you know, one thing led to another. They said, okay, let's try this out. And 2 weeks before the first show, because it was supposed to be a tryout, they were beyond ecstatic in what we've been doing, what we've been offering, also what we've been suggesting for them to make even more money. So it wasn't about only us. It was about, how can we immerse ourselves into their, I guess, their livelihood, their lifestyle, their business, for them to create more value and more money in their pocket. And they loved that. So 2 weeks before the event, they were like, listen, there's no reason to try you out. There's no reason to reach out to other photographers, because they were close to, I think it was close to 500 500 photographers submitted for this opportunity. And they said, listen, we want you to be the official studio. So not just the photographer, but the studio, because I come with other team members. And that was it. And it's been a crazy 2021. So it's been nonstop shows. Yeah, so that's what we've been doing. So it's a little outtake of it. Yeah. So
Good, good.
so
That's cool. Do you have like advice then? I mean, you said, you had to hustle to get, I guess, this partnership with them. So do you have advice for photographers kind of get going?
Yeah, just in general. I mean, it doesn't have to be bodybuilding. It could be anything, and that's one thing with my business, and seeing that from my other uncle, commercial and fashion, when I was, when I was a young kid, a young boy. I still feel like I'm young, but one thing, when we weren't shooting campaign shoots down in South America, in between, days off, I would see him, like I would go with him. I was as a coffee boy. I would see him go knock on doors and reach out to people, bring the portfolio, show them, listen, this is what we could do. This is how I could bring value to your brand. And from seeing that and seeing how much value you could bring to the company, they appreciate that. So I started applying that not only just in my commercial stuff, but my wedding clients, my portrait clients, my family clients. And again, you could always, hey, this is my work. This is my pricing. If you really want to hire us, this is it. But we take him to another step, is really getting to know how we could, bring a whole different level to them and experience, most importantly, so they could always come back to us, and that's always the goal. So 92% of our clientele is referral based, and that's great because we don't really have to push so much in marketing and social media and branding. I'm not that active on social media, and when I am, I post a few days and I disappear for months. So
So Will, it sounds like bottom line, you're taking the approach, not worrying about the social media, which is fine. Some maybe argue that you got to brand yourself, and I think you're doing that in other ways. But you're taking the approach of let me build real relationships with clients, and let's not just shuffle through jobs. You're saying, hey, if I work with a client today, it's going to lead to something else tomorrow. Would that be correct?
Yeah, definitely, it's definitely correct. Again, for me, it's like I'd rather not get. It's not like I'm done doing a photo shoot of a client. Let me go out and get another client. No, I want to see how we could, like bring something new to the table. We want to be like the family photographer. If we're doing a wedding, we don't want to be just a wedding photographer. We want to be the family photographer. We want to go and do other milestones in their life, a baptism, christenings, to fur baby shoots, to whatever it is, and that's the goal. Because once you get another client, you have to re-educate them all over again, and that's time consuming. So for that, I think that's the biggest thing for me. It's when I started learning that about 10 years ago, it really started bringing something completely new to our business, and we started getting better clientele. So, there's clients that actually value us because we let them know that we value them.
Okay.
So I think that's one of the biggest things for us is value each other, value our relationships, whether it's business, family, or friends. It doesn't matter.
So tell us, like, besides that sounds like one thing you really probably wish you would have done earlier in your career. What are some other things that maybe if you had somebody who was looking up to you as a mentor, what would you tell them just starting off in this field and wanting to get into weddings and events and portrait photography?
I think the biggest thing is, take business courses, learn from someone. I think these days, because the cameras are so affordable and you could go out and buy a camera and then go on YouTube or on some of the social media platforms and ask advice. What lens should I bring out for a wedding on Saturday because it's my first job? No, should not be doing that, period. I mean, that's kind of like, would you, if you go on, if you're going to be a patient to get, let's say, heart surgery, would you want someone to come in and just, unexperienced? It just doesn't make any sense. So, save the learning curve, study under someone someone that you admire. You know, could be anything. I still, to this day, when I'm free, I still reach out to friends in the industry. And, you know, Brandon, we're fortunate because we know so many people in the industry. I'm like, listen, I see you're in town, or I'm flying into your country or state. Can I come and assist you? Can I be your coffee boy? Can I be your bag holder? And because there's always something to learn. So by you doing that is, one, you're investing in yourself. You know, sometimes you might have to pay a photographer to learn. I used to do it, you know, just to see what's out there. And that saved me so much BS, so much, you know, headaches. And it just it cut the curve dramatically. So, and I still do that to this day. So learn from someone. Be open-minded. Don't feel like you know it all. I mean, and as you know, there's a lot of talented photographers around the world, amazing talented photographers, but they don't know lick of business. They can't even do this full time. They rely on their spouse or their trust fund or whatever. I hear it all the time. I mean, I mentor some students, and it's you know, they're talented, but it's amazing. Like, I'm mentoring one person right now, and you know, she's beyond comfortable with life right now because her husband takes care of things and she has kids. But I'm like, what if he loses everything? Can you actually financially take care of the family and take care of the bills? And that's how you have to look at it. So even if you're doing this as a hobby, you should really start taking it. I'm right. You know what? If you're gonna do this as a hobby, make money out of it, and you know, why not bring in extra income? So that's always the goal. So I always think of it this way. Even though my wife works, and thank God she does, and we have great benefits, but ever since before her, I always treated it like it's a business. This is my, you know, this is how I can take care of my family and you know, myself. So yeah, learn from people as much as you can.
Do you think that the learning curve is like more shadowing photographers and following them through social media and their videos, or is it, like you said, getting those business courses?
I mean, when I say, yeah, I mean, like, in person is always better. Like, come on, like, we all know, like, there's a big difference between, you know, following people on social media and YouTube, because a lot of it, like, just like that saying is like, fake it till you make it. I personally think that's always been BS, because especially now these days, if you say that, it's very easy to find out if you're full of BS or not. Let's be transparent, because anyone could post where they are and this is what they're doing. But the question is, what are you actually doing? Are you actually bringing in the income? Are you actually really doing that shoot? Because, for example, like, there's some of those conferences you go to and they go and build up a portfolio and they use it as their own and they post it on the website. The question is, can you actually do the same exact thing that you learned at a conference or at a workshop and deliver it to the client? Because all you're doing is really, you're misleading the clients that's booking you. And if you cannot deliver that, then now you're already starting off with a lie. So it's like no different from our relationship, Brandon. I tell you how it is. So I give you my full trust, vice versa, and I want it. That's the same way how I treat my clients. I'm like, this is what we could do, this is what I cannot do, and yeah, I think it's important to shadow people and be on site and see what they do, because when you have a workshop, it's a controlled environment. But when you're on real location real location session, that just changes the ball game. So even for a commercial shoot, it could be 110, 99%. It could be controlled to a certain degree, but there's things that happen, and that's when things happen. That's when you really learn, because then you get to see how the photographer or the team members work around that detours.
That's right. So, you really can understand in a problematic situation, if people are real and can handle the situation, or if they fold under pressure.
Do you have any stories where, like, you knew instantly you were working with somebody who was just giving you a lot of bull crap?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Can we not? It could be a client, it could be a vendor. I don't know. There's clients that sometimes, and this is like a lot of my old, certain clients. There's always going to be that small percentage. We're in the customer service field. We deal with people's emotions, and you never know what someone's going through during that day or during their lifetime. So, I had a client that, everything went wrong for them that day, and like a wedding client, and she was being a piece of work, which I don't really see that much, but let's put it this way. It was so bad that day that a bird flew in and pooped all over her, $26,000 dress on her and on her hair. And the bridal party, everyone started cracking up because she kind of deserved it. In a way, she kind of deserved it. Because how she spoke to everyone, and it wasn't in a very nice way. And I did tell her, like, you need to be a little nicer towards your mother, towards your family, and especially towards me, because there's only so much I could take, even though you're hiring a service.
Because I can make you look good or I can make you look bad.
Exactly. And a lot of my clients know I don't like to retouch a Photoshop, so you better hope I know how to pose you very well.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Will, when I introduced you, I said your wedding, your event, your commercial. You kind of do a bunch of different types of photography. Is there one that stands out as your favorite, on a day-to-day, like that you really, get more excited about than the others? And why?
That's a great question because obviously I do several different things. And I know like certain artists like to focus on one genre. And, I'm very fidgety. I'm very out there. I get bored very easily. And for me it could be one day I could be like, I'm excited to go do a fitness shoot. Or another day I could be excited to go shoot a wedding. So I try to shoot, like, for example, we used to do anywhere between 90 to 120 weddings a year. Now, personally with myself, I only do anywhere between 11 to 12 weddings a year, and that's it. So now I actually get excited to go photograph a wedding because I really spend the time with the clients and their family members and so on. And same thing with my other clients. I want to take the time to really get to know them, whether it's a basic portrait session or family session or whatever it is, because I really immerse myself in their lives, and they really get to know who I am and also my family. So, and this is like another reason why we constantly, we get hired by the same people. So we build that rapport and that relationship. So going back to your question is, no, I pretty much, the only thing I don't like doing is photographing babies. I just don't, just something about it. I just don't like doing them. And they're long hours, you're around their time frame, and next they're pissing on your camera and into your lens, and yeah, it's not the best. And then you got to crank up the heat, and I hate when it's hot, so I'm sweating. So yeah, it's probably one of the things I don't like doing. So the other stuff I love doing. So I don't know if I answered your question well, but
you didn't answer it well. I'll be honest. That was a terrible answer. Well, if I had a gun to your head, what would you rather do today, this afternoon? What do you want to be shooting?
I say maybe if I really had to pick one genre, then it might be maybe family portraits, because it's something so new to me to a certain degree, because I really started studying under Michelle Salentano, and I thought I knew family portraits. Nah.
She's the master.
Yeah, she is the master. I actually went to Arizona to go study under her, and I told her, can I come out to you? Can you just give me a rate for one-on-one mentorship? She said, what are you, stupid? Just get on a flight, buy me a case of wine. And after that, it was awesome. She put me like in a boot camp, and I folded. Literally the sweat. I was like, I can't do this. I can't handle these kids, because I'm not used to shooting little kids. I'm used to shooting like maybe teens, that you could control where they are. But yeah, no, I folded. And and she told me, she's like, get it together, Will. Come on. I was like, I can't do this right now. I need a drink. So yeah, but I think that is something so very new to me, the shooting like younger kids. So
it excites you, because
yeah, I'm excited because it's something so very new, and I enjoy that. I love a challenge. So I think probably family stuff, and I love selling wall art because I love printing. I love displaying stuff. Obviously you can see behind me. Anything that we really sell, it's really I believe in, and I've been selling so much wall art when it comes to family portraits, and it's great because the clients constantly come back when we want to do another family shoot. So 2 or 3 family shoots a year. This is awesome, So
yeah,
because
they just keep coming back as time goes on. So you have clients to stick around.
Yeah, especially like during COVID. People were home how long, and they were like, "Wow, nothing's on our walls."
Yeah.
And they weren't going anywhere.
Sure, they saw their family a lot too.
Yeah. So there was more money in their bank account, and they want to, put it towards something like that. It's even better when it comes to us. So yeah, yeah. So
absolutely. What's something people don't know about you, Will? What do you like to do in your free time? I know you like to travel. You would rather probably be on a airplane heading somewhere than anything else. That's what I know. But what are some things that I don't even know? What do you do in your free time, man?
I think free time. I think these days I enjoy spending time with Amy, my wife, and Gizmo. So I enjoy whether
Is Gizmo around? Can we?
He's like a little leech when I'm
Oh, Gizmo.
He's like, he got the fat head. He's sleeping.
You look
Good
like you
boy.
just woke him up.
If that doesn't make people watch on the YouTube
Yeah.
channel, I don't know what does. And if we don't get a like for everybody that watched the YouTube channel and saw Gizmo,
He gets treats. He gets treats. He loves chicken. So
Right.
yeah.
you know
Guys,
what?
if you guys ClickCon, there's coming up. He'll be there. He's flying in with us. So
And
He's
if we
going to
can get
ClickCon.
250 likes on this video, I'm gonna send Gizmo
Chicken treats.
something, some kind of treat. So Gizmo, you better be
Big cute, buddy.
you better be creating some Google accounts and liking the video here soon. Awesome. Well, that was worth the whole podcast right there, just
Yeah.
seeing Gizmo.
that's it. We're done. Bye, Will.
Where's Amy? I'd rather see Amy than you.
I know. Everyone wants to see her, especially when she's on stage competing. You know?
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, she should be coming home soon.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully she pops in towards the end here.
I don't think we found out what Will likes to do though.
Yeah, Will.
Sorry,
What?
guys.
He's traveling. He likes hanging time with Amy and Gizmo. I can still see Gizmo's ear. His left ear is in the frame. You can push him off the table now, Will.
So yeah, no, go back to. I love honestly. I think these days really spending time home because ever since Amy and I started dating, I was never home more than 2 weeks out of the month. So so whenever I get a chance, just watching a movie or just ordering takeout. But when things open up even more, I think we're definitely gonna start traveling because before then we used to love to travel and see the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. I always travel before, but it's always nice when you get to travel with your best friend
Sure.
and
Aw.
see it together and going through that experiences. So, and I think that's also another thing that we do for like the holidays. Instead of giving each other gifts, we like to create experiences and something that we got you think, look back and like, wow, it was amazing. So, and that's going back to what we do for our clients as well for sessions and bringing that special moments together. So yeah,
That's sweet.
so that's what I enjoy doing, man. So.
What's your go-to takeout? You and Amy.
I think it's actually so tonight we're probably going. We love Mexican, but the Mexican you gotta have in at the location. But I
No
think probably-
takeout of Mexican. That's,
No
that's
take-
rule number one in life.
Yeah, well, we learned that the hard way. I was like, oh my god, what happened over here? Like this is disgusting. No, I think it's really sushi. I think we order sushi a lot more, and I was never into sushi, but because Amy got me into it years ago, and yeah, I love sushi, man. So it's pretty good. Yeah, so sushi is my takeout. Yeah. So, but
So, Will, we're going to do a little bit of quick fire before we wrap up here today.
watch out.
You
Shoot.
ready? You ready for it?
Let's do it, guys.
All right.
Lock out.
Favorite place you've ever traveled for an event or a wedding?
Venice.
Most comfortable place you shoot weddings?
Harbor Club, Huntington, Long Island.
Scariest moment you've ever had at a wedding?
This year or like a month? I think every day of the week.
Like a freak out moment where you're like, the day's ruined, I ruined this person's wedding, or
when our camera got stolen with the media in it.
Oh,
wow.
after the wedding?
I know this is quick fire, but how'd that one play out?
It sucked, but luckily for that job, we were at the Plaza Hotel in New York City, and we had multiple crews. I think we had 4 crews that day, and that was an extra camera with, for back shots underneath the hoopah. So it wasn't. I mean, it was important, but yeah. I think it was close to $16,000 between
Wow.
the lens and the body, but that wasn't really important. It was really the shots.
Of course.
But lesson learned: don't leave your stuff lying around, even though you're a few feet away from it. So we always keep gear really, really close. So, but thankfully we had extra shots that will cover that beyond anyway, because we trained the crews. Maple Leaf, there's only one photographer on the job, and that is you. Shoot it like you're the only one there. So, and that's what really saved us with that camera. So, yeah.
Okay. Goal as a photographer for the remainder of 2021.
Spend more quality time with my family.
And then the last one, is there any big jobs you're looking forward to?
No, just getting on a flight and going to Europe and just enjoying the life more and visiting my clients in Europe. I miss them. I miss seeing them. So yeah, I think that's really it. Sorry, not that crazy, but yeah.
Oh, that would be a lot more exciting than mine.
So I'm sure I'll let them know that we're coming. They're like, all right, perfect, let's shoot. So
Yeah.
be like a working event as well.
You've always had some pretty loyal clientele over there, so that's good.
Very.
So, well, good. Well, Will, we appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for joining us and spending some time on your birthday with us. Where can people find you if they want to look at your work, want to book you, want to hire you for their wedding? Where can people find you?
Yeah, just go onto Google, type in my name, and some of the social media platforms will pop up. But it's Will Cadena. That's it, at Will Cadena. And make sure, we have upcoming workshops, conferences coming up, and Westcott will be there, so we'll be repping them. So make sure to check us out and reach out, say hello. I'll be happy to chat with you. All right. Yeah.
All right, well, that does it for this week's episode of Photo Pros Weekly. If you haven't subscribed already, do so on whatever channel you're watching or listening on. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you missed out because today you got to see Gizmo on the YouTube stream. So there's Gizmo one more time. Bye-bye, Gizmo. Bye-bye, Will.
Bye.
We'll
Happy
talk next
birthday.
time.